I feel like when I look in reflection, like when I reflect on this last year, right before I joined this program, I felt like I was handing my power to everyone else and just feeling a lot of sadness and depression. And I was always looking outside of me to feel that. And when I met Vireo and I took a class of hers and then continued to take some other classes of her offerings that she um, gave some beautiful tools. One of the things that really stood out for me with her was how she had come to a place of feeling really sovereign within herself and with her pleasure and really being able to come from her overflow. And I wanted that. But like it was something that I've been crying my heart, been praying for. And I saw that it took a lot of courage to say yes to this program for me because it was a big investment. And I was coming up with all the reasons why I shouldn't or couldn't. And I got to a point where I was like, I deserve this. I deserve to be free of the things that I feel like were imprisoning me. Not feeling good enough, of feeling so disconnected from my body and not knowing exactly how to nourish myself and come from a place of feeling sovereign. And I just speaking with Vireo and reflecting with her, I just feel like I feel more sovereign today than I've ever felt in my life. And I feel the biggest thing of like patting myself on the back and thanking Vireo is just in the beginning of the program, I felt like for me to trust in the process, uh, I really needed to be committed in myself because this was a gift I was giving and I was going to get as much out of it as I put into it, like mindset of like, hey, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to create some safety so I feel safe doing it. And I'm going to spice it up and make it play instead of work because there's a lot of beautiful resources she provides and gives. And so I was like, hey, I got to switch it up so that my feminine energy is thriving in this, and
So I'm going to ask
being
you and tell the because you've been really consistent with the practices, probably the most inconsistent of anyone in the program. And what are some of the gifts and that you've enjoyed personally and then also, with your husband and with your family during what's been called this pandemic the last 13 months?
right. I feel like because gifting myself the practices, what it's done is I feel like I'm transforming in so many areas of my life. I feel like I'm more connected in my body and I'm feeling my pleasure cup. I'm seeing the it's it's vital. I keep feeling such a huge difference of having uh, that self connection of above, within, and below, and having that ability to like come from my overflow. I feel like it's blessed my marriage. I feel like our connection and our communication has strengthened our intimacy and just where we're the direction our relationship has been. Like he's like, this has been the last December 27th, after being in the program for about 5 months, he was like, Karen, this has literally been the best year. And it's all thanks to you and how you've been able to show up for everyone and just throughout all the challenges. And to get that feedback, it was like, hey, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to give up when things get hard. And I feel like it's made the difference. And with my kids, I feel like our connection, our bond is like there's more of a, it's deeper. Um and I'm able to feel more like I don't take everything all like personal like I used to. And there's still areas of like opportunity there. Like I'm now like always on, always in that saying of like I still have things the shadow that come in for me, but I feel like with these tools, I'm able to really jump out of it a lot faster. So when I'm feeling triggered or I'm responding like a reaction or unconsciously, then I'm like, whoa, this is an old behavior. And like I'm able to, it's really cool the belief in repatterning that you've taught and that sacred superpower tool that you've provided in the tool belt of assisting me. And
Awesome.
I, yeah.
I would love to know, what would you say to a woman who's maybe was feeling just like you were and is considering some of my offerings or Sacred Pleasure Liberation Program? What would you say to her?
I'd say absolutely. If you feel this, the spark in your heart or in your soul is calling that forth, and you're looking for this change to really be able to honor yourself and gift yourself. I feel like this whole process, it's not like daisies and death, like walking through rainbows, because there's some stuff that we do, but then it's like I feel how when I get through the other side of some of that stuff, it's like I can actually like I can see clearly now, there's this like the rain is gone type of feeling. And so I would say if anyone is experiencing like curiosity, I and that yearning and wanting to like be free of like it's like almost like an internal, like not saying I guess the word's prison, but it's like internally feeling like everything's happening outside of you and the inside's still hurting or screaming. There's I feel like there's just so much to come from such a dark place and to be at a place where I'm like feeling so much light and love and connection and sovereignty in my life. I know it's possible. And I encourage you and almost like beg and plead that you do what is your inside and let go of the voices in your head or the things that say like the shoulds or the judgment, and like go into a place of like compassion and love. And what would a dear friend um, say? And then do that. Feel and I honestly I'm so tempted to do this longer than the year just because I feel like the benefit is there's so it's such a beautiful process, and I'm grateful for this journey we're on together. And I've seen the growth in you and even just the transformation in this, and the leading by example that you show in your vulnerability and you and your authenticity. And you just are such a beautiful coach, and such you embody such a divine feminine and the divine feminine masculine. You, because you have that energy flowing within you, you're able to hold that space for others and create a container and a sisterhood where I feel like is conducive for connection and embodiment of compassion. So and healing. And I love you, Vireo. Love you to the moon and back. This beautiful, sacred, badass priestess goddess. Coach and pleasure coach and all the things. She's that and more. So much more. I love you. Thank you so much.